are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today, and just like any other time, we have a special guest today. Today, man, we have a true honor talking to the CEO of BooxKeeping. And BooxKeeping is something that you might want to learn about because it provides franchisees with a turnkey solution to start a bookkeeping business. And we have the true honor talking to the CEO of BooxKeeping, Emma. He's going to share with us his amazing story. I mean, you're talking about starting small and growing to something massive. This guy has an awesome story for y'all today. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to you, Max. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good, Shamaya. It's great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, I appreciate your time, spending some time with us. I know you're super busy. You're helping a lot of people, and you also are a mentor as well. So for our audience, kind of start with the backstory. What prompted you to say, you know what, I want to start this BooxKeeping as a resource for people to find solutions?
Actually, it was a loss of business, the prior business that led me to opening BooxKeeping with my co-founder. So I have a finance degree and my co-founder had an accounting degree, and both of us, we owned a landscaping company, and it was growing really, really fast. And we grew it from 3 employees to 96 employees. We're very successful. But because we're growing that quickly, we did not pay attention to the financials, which was a shame for 2 finance people, and accounting people, not looking at that because we're just busy, hiring and buying equipment. And so 08, 09 happened, and people stopped building tract homes, and that was 90% of our business. And at some point, we ended up with 1 acre of land with a bunch of cranes, equipment, cars, and anything you need to run, landscaping with 96 employees. So we had all that and no new jobs. So we didn't have a choice but have a personal bankruptcy because we had to personally guarantee a lot of the stuff, and of course business bankruptcy. So the last thing we did, we paid every employee, and then that was the end. And we were just saying, hey, it would be nice if we had a good bookkeeper who would be doing our job and would run the financials for us. And that was just the first idea. But we opened a different business. We were more successful, sold it. And then at some point we came back to the idea of BooxKeeping, and we started a small bookkeeping company. And my co-founder was my wife at the time. So we're still partnering. We're not longer married, but we're still, in business together. So there is the other side of divorce. So it's not necessarily bad as happens in a lot of cases. So it's very good for us. We have 2 beautiful kids, and but nevertheless, when we started the business, it was literally me doing the sales and her doing the bookkeeping from the garage. And then the rest is the history. We hired the first employee, started growing the business, and at some point we made a franchise out of it. And BooxKeeping is now a franchise, and we are selling these franchises all over the United States.
With the business model that you both have been able to develop, like you said, it wasn't easy. Most of the best businesses in the world, they have some dark times, and it's the ability to get through those times and learn from those periods. When you look back and you look at the learning curve, what helped you to enable a proven system that is giving a solution to a lot of people? Was some of the things that you learned from the failure of previous times that has allowed you to use that as opportunity to supercharge the opportunity you have right now with BooxKeeping?
Well, the most important was the fact that we didn't have a choice but to move forward, because we had 1 baby and 1 baby on the way. So we didn't have an option of, hey, would be nice, we'll take our time. No, sir. We had to move quickly to get food on the table. And when the company had to close in 2009, there was a big recession. So no jobs were available. So the whole country was affected. So it wasn't, depression, but it definitely was a recession. So it was a real estate bubble. The Wall Street banks were going down. So it was pretty bad. So no jobs were available. So it's not that me or Elena, my ex-wife, it's not that we could have gone and find a job, W-2 job that would pay the bills. If the jobs would be available, that's probably what we would have done and would not give it another try, and we would not be here today talking. But luckily for us, we didn't have a choice. So the biggest learning was like, hey, sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to move forward. So, and the second one, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If you believe in what you do and you're willing to go through the challenges, because owning your business, I can tell you right now, I mean, I'm sure you know that, there are challenges. You're the last person in the company who gets paid. If you are the CEO, the owner of the company, you pay everybody else, you pay the vendors, and then if you're lucky, you get paid at the end of the month.
When you look at the operational readiness of BooxKeeping and the ability to scale, kind of touch on that for the audience, especially those who may be interested in learning more about the franchise opportunity with the brand.
Look, the beauty of franchise, we got into franchising by accident because BooxKeeping just started doing bookkeeping for one small franchise. We got one client, a franchisee, a second one, and before we know, we got more and more into that, and I fell in love with the franchising model because franchising, it's actually a proven instrument to help people to own their own business. Doesn't matter if it's bookkeeping or it's a pizza shop. You can be the best cook, but if you don't know how to scale your business, it's one thing to cook, one large pizza for your family for dinner, another thing to do 100 of them an hour, different ones, and make sure they all come out perfect. And you know what ingredients to buy, what to put, how to manage all the employees, and that's what franchising is doing. So that's why now BooxKeeping is actually a preferred bookkeeping provider for over 100 franchise brands in the United States. And that led us to decide to franchise the bookkeeping concept. So now the two businesses that I'm a CEO of is one, we do bookkeeping for franchises. Another one, we actually, bookkeeping franchise.
Once again, you're listening to Refocus Radio, talking to our special guest, Max, Emma CEO of BooxKeeping. Go to his website, BooxKeeping.com. When you look at how BooxKeeping, it provides not only some kind of benefit, but some amazing benefits, including IT support, marketing, and also CPA. What are some of the things that you can discuss?
So we do not provide CPA services, but we do provide unlimited communication with client CPAs. We do not offer any tax services, and that's actually done strategically because people asking me, hey, how come you're not offering it? You're leaving a lot of money on the table. And I always say, you know what? I want to be good in our own sandbox. I mean, what we do, you can't be good in everything, and there are a lot of companies that offer everything, but you have to have different talent. You have to know the laws of all states and the federal, and it's just completely different business model. So no, bookkeeping in California is the same as bookkeeping in Wisconsin. There is no difference. Okay, debit is always on the left, credit is always on the right, but tax laws not only different, and most of the states, they're also changing on an annual basis. So you have to, keep track of what's going on, continuous education, so on and so forth, which is a great model. It's just not what we do. So I just wanted to mention that. But look, we in our business, we made so many mistakes, and that's how you learn. That's how you become bigger. That's how you become stronger. You making mistakes, you learning from them, and you move on. I don't believe anybody becomes successful without making the mistake. So the value that we give to our franchisees, we actually tell them not only how to do certain things, but we also tell them what not to do. And something they can figure it out opening their own bookkeeping business, but how long is it going to take? I mean, you can open your own pizza shop and you'll be successful eventually. You just burn a lot of pies before you figure out the right recipe and learn everything, and eventually you're going to be great at it. But the question is how long it's going to take you to get there. And what is the opportunity cost? If somebody tells you that from day one, you can become successful way faster, and you can start making money and become cash flow positive way sooner than if you try to figure it out on your own. So that's the beauty of franchising, in my opinion.
I appreciate you giving clarity on the CPA point. My next question will be being able to expand the franchise beyond United States. Kind of touched on what was the process like for you to go international, and what were some maybe challenges that you had to overcome?
So we are only selling bookkeeping franchises in the United States. However, we do have international offices. So I have an office in Europe. We have an office in Philippines, where everybody who works there are bookkeeping employees. They just, happen to be living and working outside of the United States. Of course, we have U.S.-based employees as well. And then also we do offer franchises to people who come into the United States, because bookkeeping is eligible for E2 visa, which, lets people to come legally in the U.S. without the minimum investment. And it's not like L1 where you need to have, or P1, whatever the name of this visa, where you need to have $1 million. There is no minimum on this one. So we definitely help people with this opportunity. So to answer your question, once you know the market, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm an immigrant. I came 2 years from the former Soviet Union. So most of the employees of bookkeeping are not, originally from the United States. And I can tell you, a lot of franchisees of bookkeeping came to this country from another place. They were born outside of the United States. It's not that we're looking for them purposely, that they have to be, an immigrant, but it just happens. People come in, and I guess they get attracted to other immigrants starting this business. And, there is a musical Hamilton, which I really like. And one of the phrases there is just, immigrants, we get the job done. And, it's actually what happens, because when you come to this country, most of the time, nobody is giving you, a red carpet. Nobody is rolling it for you. You have to go and work your butts off. I mean, when I came here, I was 18, and I never worked in my life back in the former Soviet Union. I mean, I was going to university, before that high school, so I was living life. And here, it's like, you have to. And my first job was cleaning the tables in a local restaurant. And for the person who never worked before in his life, that was a big eye opener. Like, you know what? That's it. The childhood is over. I have to go and start making money to support myself to get through school.
Once again, listening to Refocus Radio and watching us online, talking to the CEO of BooxKeeping, Emma. With those strengths that you be able to obtain in your own store, being able to see those sections of life where it's like, wow, this is a wake-up call, but you've been able to grow your business still, and not just grow your business, but help others, especially franchisees. When you look at the ability of the potential of bookkeeping versus other firms, what are some things that you believe stand out when it comes to customer service and also the technology behind it?
So, customer service, I always tell my business development employees, don't say that we are the best in customer service, we get you stuff on time, because, everybody's saying that. And if you're not at least trying to do that, then my question is, why are you in business? So So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we are the best and we mess up. I mean, look, we employ humans and humans make mistakes. But what I teach my staff is, own these mistakes. Okay. So if you made a mistake, just say, hey, I'm sorry. I messed up. I'll learn from it, and then, we'll be better next time. But I never promise people that we're never going to make a mistake. So it's the technology. Yes, we have our own proprietary system that help us run the business and was designed for bookkeepers. First, we were thinking we were going to sell it, but eventually we decided not to. So now it's only available for our employees, our bookkeepers, and for our franchisees. But what we do is, technology making the bookkeeping process way faster. What took 4 or 5 hours, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago, now might take an hour, hour and a half. So I understand that. We embrace it. And so now we are able to keep prices relatively low because now we can do 3 clients at a time that it was taking us before doing, 1 client at a time. And for example, QuickBooks Online, that is, let's say 90+% of small business in the United States using QuickBooks Online. They're doing a great job by using technology and AI, making stuff faster. We are building our own robot right now that is built on top of QuickBooks Online to optimize some of the processes, but which helps us. But what we are doing, we're passing the savings to our customers by charging them less.
When you work with your employees and just work with people inside the business, we always hear on podcast shows, TV shows, what have you, coaching, the word delegation. How has delegating for you helped not just your business run smoother, but also entrusting some of the people in your organization to not just deliver, but have the capacity to do it as in a self-starter?
Look, I was a micromanager all my life. That was one of the biggest problems I had to work on myself. It just stopped micromanaging, start trusting people and delegating. So to be honest with you, if I would have started doing it sooner, I would be probably, and the company would be further along now. But I'm not going to get myself into starting thinking that, what I could have, should have. That doesn't matter at this point. I learned and I appreciate it. So I can tell you that finally I hired an executive assistant maybe 2 or 3 years ago and found out that 80% of the stuff that I was doing was admin that can be done more successfully by somebody else, which opened up for me to start doing other stuff like sell franchises, coach franchisees and, opening new businesses. So delegation, I attribute, majority of the growth of the company to delegating some stuff. And then this is the process that, in my opinion, you have to do all the time. You have to evaluate what you work on and see how can you get rid of 80% of what you do and concentrate on 20. And then do it again. Don't stop. Do it again. Do it again. And at some point you'll be doing maybe one thing, but do it so good that will bring value to your company. And again, for me, what happened, it just opened some free time, and now there is a third part of the business that actually we do. I own a franchise brokerage, so if somebody is not a good match for a BooxKeeping franchise, because look, let's be honest, the accounting business is not for everyone. If you hate numbers, even though you can hire employees and you should hire employees to do the work, and BooxKeeping helps you to find employees who will be actually doing the bookkeeping, but you still have to like what you do. You can't be absolutely I hate numbers, but I'm going to buy BooxKeeping franchise. So if I see that, I'm like, well, don't buy BooxKeeping, but let me help you to choose over 600 different franchises. Find something that you're passionate about, something that, you can become successful and you're actually going to be enjoying going to work every day. And the beautiful part is that this service is absolutely free. I only get paid if somebody buys the business. The franchisor pays us commission. Okay, so if somebody ends up buying whatever it is, from pizza to insurance agency to marketing company, 600 plus, and painting company, plumbing, again, free of charge, I'll explain and sit down and help people to choose what they're looking for. But if I wouldn't start, that's back to your question, if I wouldn't start delegating, I would not have even time to think about opening another business.
Once again, listen on Refocus Radio and watching us online, talking to the CEO of BooxKeeping, Max Emma. Go to his website, bookskeeping.com. People understand that in order to be successful, one, you have to choose that you want to be. No one's going to live your life for you. You have to choose to get up every day and just apply yourself. It sounds easy. Obviously, it's not easy, but the point is that if you stay with it, then some amazing things can happen. With your personal experience as an employer and also being your own boss, our listeners and viewers, the core of it is 25 years of age in their low 30s. When you look at the younger people of the next CEO, the next person be the boss for themselves, based on all the things you've been able to learn, what's some good principles that they can hold on to when they start to explore building their own brand and business?
Well, one thing would be start sooner. Nobody says that you have to wait till you're 50 to start your business, and I'm 50. That's why I can say this age. You can put any number into that, but start sooner. I've seen some successful 18 years old who's starting their business, and actually, yes, they're going to learn, they're going to make mistakes, but they're going to make these mistakes way earlier. Okay, and then so that gives them, better return on their investment. It's like they say, if you want to invest into your retirement fund, start when you are 18 or 20, and then versus starting even at the age of 40, it'll be completely different amounts in your account. So it's so that's my advice. Number one, start sooner. There are a lot of opportunities available, whether you open your own business or go into family business that you can grow, or buy a franchise. And not necessarily bookkeeping franchise. Any franchise, because the franchise will train you how to become successful. A lot of it is hard work. You're not going to find a franchise that will do all the work for you. You're just going to be getting a paycheck at the end of the month. If such business exists, please let me know. I'll go buy 3 of them today. But it's not available. You have to work hard. But that's the beauty of it. It's like when you work hard and there are other people alongside with you who are in the same process, so you can ask their advice. You also have a franchisor to consult. That's beauty of owning your own business and being in a franchising business. So I started earlier. And second, ask for an advice. When you're not sure, ask people around you, somebody who is more experienced, somebody who is not necessarily older, but sometimes the experience comes with age. So just somebody who's been there, done that. But that's my advice number 2. Ask people around you for an advice. But my advice number 3, make your own decision. If somebody tells you that this is the way to do it and there's absolutely no other way, don't take it for granted. Because they might not know, they might not see the world from your eyes, and maybe, you can miss this opportunity. Like I always remember when me and Elena came up with the name BooxKeeping, we were specifically told by an attorney that, hey, you're not going to get this trademark, because no way that the government will allow you to trademark the word bookkeeping because you're only changing one letter. And we're like, okay, thank you. And instead of listening to this guy, we still gave it a try, and we got an approval from first try with the United States Patent and Trademark office. So they did not have any objections. If I would have listened to this guy, that's it. I mean, but it would be called, Max's Bookkeeping or something like that. But, just do it. I mean, what is the risk? The worst can happen. They could have said no, and they didn't.
Once again, been listening on BooxKeeping Radio and watching this online, talking to our special guest today, Max Emma, CEO of BooxKeeping. Go to his website, BooxKeeping.com. Last thing I want to ask you before we sign off is, for those who are in position to do business with you and they want to explore more resources that you have to answer some questions and eventually see if they'd be a good fit to work with you, what's the best way they can contact you or your team?
Actually, I was thinking about it, Shamaya. That was my challenge. Like, how do I send people to one website to another website? And recently, we just came up with the website called franchisewithmax.com. It's very easy, franchisewithmax.com. And when somebody goes on this website, they can choose, do they want to buy bookkeeping franchise? Are they interested in bookkeeping for their existing business? Or they want to talk to my brokerage arm? And again, I have teams in all three businesses, but eventually in all three businesses, they will get to me. So I just need to know what we're going to be talking about. I'm readily available for all of my franchisees, to all of our, clients, obviously to all of our employees, to all the candidates come through me several times, and they have access to me at any time in the process. But again, I'm delegating. I do have teams in every business. So franchisewithmax.com would be the best way to get a hold of me. And, I would love to talk to anybody. And look, if I can just help somebody with an advice, even if you don't buy anything from me and I don't make a penny on it, fine, because I do believe in karma. And if I can help good people to become successful, that's actually a great thing.
Once again, been listening and watching this online, talking to our special guest, Max Emma, CEO of BooxKeeping. Go to his website, BooxKeeping.com, and all the other links will also be in the description. Like always, sir, I want to say to you, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.